his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
All right.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
All right. Keep me posted on the audio levels if you can hear them.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fuck you, narrator.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Alright, let's try... Is there like a voice volume thing? There's master volume, there's music volume. Speaker configuration. Oh, hello.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, you mean... Nope.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, you mean this door. Nope.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
This is the best room.
Nothing here.
I found the best room. I chose this
You were never
room.
supposed to be here in the first place.
I made this
Broken
room,
rooms,
and I
exposed
sleep in it.
developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Skill
Work with
trees?
me, you've given me
Let's play a game with
absolutely
those.
nothing so far.
Yeah.
Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
I like this door.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
1.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
I'm going in this door.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
But I kick babies. We already established this.
It's true. You
All right.
explode them and take their fun.
Letting a baby die in a fire seems about right for someone who would do that. So, yes. Are you... Oh, man.
Heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Both.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Well, Stanley, is this any better?
Not,
At last,
not
the
without
one
a
thing
jump
you
button.
always desired, a game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here, no, here, and then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course, and just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining. Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light? Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game. Yes, I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is. It's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through. I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
No more footstep sounds. Oh, there we go. Loading.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible.
Alright, is it actually looping? Alright, I better do something else then.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been a... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Alright, fine, let's try that.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. No!
Suck it, narrator. Oh, man.
Oh, thank God. No, what are you doing, Stanley?
No.
Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me.
Gotta finish
I
the
can't go back
job.
to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
This is the end. Oh, still alive.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Wow. I think that was how King Lear ended.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Sure, that sounds like fun.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known that. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Nope.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. And when at last he found the source of the room's power, blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I'm definitely in a state right now where I want to comment on the game, but I realize that half the things I say are actually comments on the dreams I have while dozing off playing the game.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe I should just let that go. I don't know. Just let it.
I don't know. It could be interesting.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's see what happens.
Sure.
If I didn't just wake myself up too much by saying that. Hey, a phone call.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
When
If
Stanley
you played
came
the
to a set of two
baby
open
game,
doors, he
everyone
entered the
would be
door on his
asleep.
left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might come into a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once
What is
again
it,
stunned
2845?
to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I missed it. I just did a cool thing.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, I'm gonna escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
That sounds like escape to me.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
My dream had something to do with like Goombas that were like the size of beach bowls, but
Wow.
they weren't like Mario Goombas. They were just like these like mushroom, like organic mushroom Goombas. And
Whoa.
I don't remember what they had to do with this game, if anything.
Huh. Like real life
As the
Goombas?
machine whirred into
They
motion and Stanley was
they
inched
they
closer
made
and
me
closer
think
to his
Goombas, but I don't know if they were
he
animate.
reflected that his life had been of
Okay.
no consequence whatsoever. Stanley
Huh.
couldn't see the bigger picture.
That's
he doesn't
interesting.
know the real story.
Yeah.
Trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no
That's
loss,
amazing that you were
like
dreaming
plucking
about
the
Goombas
eyeballs
and
from
still
a
able to like
bloodbath.
WASD your way
So he
through this thing.
resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his
You know, it's sort of like
life.
half asleep.
Farewell,
Uh-huh.
Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I got the museum ending the first time I played this game.
Perfect.
See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of all the It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you fundamentally understand good and bad games. Of course, human beings probably spend the next 12 months.
Dream had something to do with Alan Wake and mountain lions.
Nice.
It's just flashes of images.
I'm not Rachel. Sorry. I don't know anything about animals.
I think mountain lions aren't really lions.
Huh.
I say, I say that.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, they're like big cats, but I don't think they're related to the animal we call the lion.
Rachel would know this.
She would totally know this.
Okay. Oh, it's like... Okay, it's like the tangerine, also known as the satsuma, also known as the mandarin, also known as all these other things. So the mountain lion is a cougar, is a puma, is a panther, is a painter, is a mountain cat, or a catamount.
Really? They're all the same thing?
According to Wikipedia.
That's remarkable.
Yeah. Well, alright.
Wait, so are those all the same species? Or
It says the cougar, also known as the mountain lion, puma, panther, painter, mountain cat, or catamount.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Huh. Also, it's both nocturnal and crepuscular.
Is that possible?
I'm not... I wouldn't think so.
Maybe it just is it like a morning person thing? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe it just likes the night and then the immediate morning.
Yeah.
I think
It
that's what
likes
that
the
means.
nightlife. It likes to boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the most confusing part of the game by far is getting out of the museum. There we go. Let's try going to this room.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Ooh.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path.
Do I get an achievement
Stop
for it?
now would be your only true
I certainly
choice.
hope so.
Do I get an achievement for quitting? Alright, I'm doing it. Alright, I am the best. I won this game.
I
Alright,
am.
27 minutes to go. I'm going to tweet about that.
Alright. Twit that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still nobody's bought the beards.
Man. I would buy a beard if I had that much disposable income.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't?
Right?
Exactly.
How long did it take you to grow those beards?
Those beards are about 5 years old when I cut them off.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was some time.
So really, that's only $400 per beard year.
Oh man, that's not very good. I should have raised the price. That's not a very good deal at all.
Let's see. Yeah, that's only like $7.69 a beard week.
Oh man, what am I doing with my life?
I don't know, man. Not growing any more beards for sale.
Yeah, I mean, I could sell my trimmings. That's probably not the same. I don't think people would go for that though. I don't think it has
Sounds
quite.
dirty.
Yeah, it is dirty. It's. It would be a fetish object, no doubt.
Yeah. It sounds like it doesn't sound like your beard trimmings are necessarily
This
your
is the
hair
story
trimmings.
of
It
a
just
man
sounds like
named
all of
Stanley.
your like you're trimming yourself.
Oh, like a
Stanley
turkey?
worked for a company in a big building
Oh,
where he
maybe.
was employee
Yeah.
number 427.
Do you have a little packet on the inside that you don't
Employee
know
number
about?
427's
With your
job
giblets
was
in
I
it?
wouldn't know.
sat at his desk
I
in
guess
room
you wouldn't.
427 and he pushed buttons on
You
the
need to
keyboard.
go to a surgeon.
Orders came to
Yeah.
him to a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Oh, hey, Megan. No, this
one
is,
showed up to give him instructions.
oh,
Call a
Jenny?
meeting,
Jesse?
or even say
Jenny.
hi.
Jenny.
Hi.
I got it the first time. Yeah, no, she was just someone watching the stream who I was like, you've been around.
Something was very clear.
You're photogenic. Why don't you come on stream?
Frozen solid. Stanley found himself unable to move for the
I'm
longest
providing a
time.
valuable service.
Yeah, also, I desperately needed company to keep me, like,
He got up from his
from
desk
going crazy
and
overnight.
stepped out of his office. Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
this is the
hoping
one.
he might find an answer there.
Oh, yeah.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make. No.
Oh, you'll
path to
see what I
follow,
mean in like
just
30
an
seconds.
empty broom closet.
Okay.
No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Yeah, I'm at the maid right now. Do you want to come? No, Jenny is in Arizona.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. Who would have thought to mention it? Maybe to you this is somehow its own branch.
She posted a picture of herself with a glued-on beard, is how I knew.
Did you get the broom closet ending? The
That's a
broom
weird
closet
story.
ending was my favorite. I hope your friends find this concerning.
Yeah, there might be a way to turn those off. I'm not sure.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure...
Oh,
that the
I
body is
retweeted
taken
it.
care
If you
of
look at
before
my
it begins
Twitch
to
stream, you can probably find it.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species.
please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
All right. When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I think we can spend the next 19 minutes here.
Sounds great.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, Megan. Sorry about the smileys. I didn't do it. It's Twitch.
Hi, Megan.
I guess that was the ending. I guess that was the broom closet ending. Maybe. All right.
One's my favorite.
It's a good one. The question is does it get better if I just sit here for a while?
I know there's a point at which they run out of dialogue. I can't remember where that point.
The end of the universe. Yeah. All right. Let's.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
I'm
Yeah,
P2.
You coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
What?
Why did doors close automatically
No
behind
feet.
him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran. Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime. A work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper. Something darker. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
from here, it's, left.
All right, 10 minutes, you guys. 10 minutes to go buy your own part of the Twin Beard world, which is to say the beard.
Yeah.
Just imagine, like, putting that on the mantelpiece, as a mantelpiece on the mantle, bringing guests over, and they're gonna be looking at that thing and like, oh, is that? You don't mean? And you'll be, yeah, that's you. You know it. Yeah, fuck you. That's the beard. And just imagine living that.
Oh, no, it's to the right.
Living that life. That could be your life.
You know, if I owned one of those beards, I would invite people over, point at it, and then make them go home.
It's clearly. Oh dear.
Yeah, you get out of here until you have something that cool.
Yeah, right? You don't deserve to look at my beard.
Right.
No.
Left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay. Yes, I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely.
You should have maybe
this
grown
way.
5 beards.
You know, I could have. They're braided, right?
Uh-huh.
They're in a Ziploc bag on my desk. They're braided. I could have unbraided them and rebraided as many beards as my fingers could create.
Well, I mean, there's a limit if your hair is divided by 3.
Right, yes. But I think I would hit the limit of what my fingers could do sooner than that. I think I could have done 5.
Yeah, 5
So,
is
yeah.
easy.
Yeah, next time. I got to do this again at some point.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here.
If nobody wants the beards this time, I'll come up with some other way to offer them, like a contest. And then maybe that might be time to pull out the rebraid trick and have like, wait, oh, suddenly it's tri-beard.
How about rather than waste my time trying to
just tell
salvage
people
this
you went
nonsense,
back in
we'll
time.
just
Yeah.
restart the game from the
And grew
beginning.
3 beards
And
instead
this
of
time,
2.
suppose
Yeah,
we don't
time
go
travel
so far
theme.
off track,
Yeah.
Okay, from the top.
Yeah, you could do this for your puzzle hunt. Make people go back in time and track the progress of your beards.
All of his
Yeah,
contacts
yeah.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This is making sense. I think that means it's time to go to bed.
When Stanley...
Yeah.
7 minutes left.
7 minutes. We
No,
be strong.
No, I restarted.
Yeah, we got this.
I definitely
Yeah.
restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Five minutes.
All of his co-workers
I think this
were
is my
gone.
favorite ending,
What could it
maybe?
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Oh, can I
Perhaps
make
he'd
it in
simply
5
missed the
minutes?
memo.
Maybe? I don't know. Chop chop, Master Onion.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
Oh, nice.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
I win!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, the line, the adventure line.
This
Excellent.
time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the
That is my
help
favorite
of
part.
the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
There's a fern?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
That's close enough.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, no, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Oh, no, 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 not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh man, it's counting down in seconds now. 63 seconds to go.
Oh my gosh.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. We should be fine.
It's done.
Woo!
I kind of want to see this through.
We
Sure.
get to make a decision. From here, the story is in
Can't
our
ignore the
control.
adventure line.
How important
Or
we mustn't
You
squander
can't
the
ignore the
opportunity.
ignoration of the
In fact,
adventure
I
line.
believe I
Right.
need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door
Congratulations
has to
on your
lead
successful
somewhere,
Kickstarter.
which means
Thank
that
you.
somewhere, the
You're welcome.
place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn
I'll just walk
means
in
that our
circles.
destination corresponds
It's almost
with that
as exciting as that time you
reverse
successfully
door's
did the
origin.
heart transplant.
So starting from
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
let's
that was really
ask,
cool.
taking the
Yeah.
right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny.
A sleep party
awaits.
sounds great.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up, what's this?
Maybe there'd be like sleep balloons.
Confusion.
Yeah. Oh
confetti.
man,
Telling me
I would use the balloons as a pillow.
it's all one giant
And
ending.
cover yourself in the
Am I
confetti.
supposed to
Yeah.
restart the game
Yeah,
eight
that sounds really nice.
times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep
After a long
restarting.
time, Stanley
I don't want to forget
dies.
what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Yeah, guys, from this point on, anything could be frog corrections too.
Stopped. Does that mean did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
So
The,
look around you.
Whatever it is that made this schedule, how would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime... All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Man. Yeah, bring
Yet
it
there
back to
was
the
not a
sandwich.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Nice
Stanley
callback.
decided to go up to his boss's
was like
office.
last night.
Hoping he'd coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by blah blah blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Did it just restart, like, for real? Is that what happened?
He refused to believe it.
Yeah, I think
Couldn't
so.
accept it. His
Okay, I
own
don't need to keep
in
playing this
someone
then.
else's control?
No.
Never. It was unthinkable.
Yeah, I feel okay about
Wasn't
you not
it?
playing this.
Was it even possible?
Okay.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Cool.
Thanks, everybody, for doing this with me, and thank you especially, Jenny,
Sure.
for keeping me from going
anytime.
crazy. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
really? Really? Will
Anytime
you-
you want to sit up, play it, look for like, I don't know, 16 hours playing
Yeah.
stuff on Twitch. Yeah, I'm there.
I will take you up on that someday, I'm sure.
All right. All right. Sometime I gotta get that Truck Nuts game out of you. Somehow.
Oh, man. If
gonna
you're in the
happen.
Bay Area, let me know. We'll do a jam.
Sweet. All right. You get some sleep.
You too. You too.
Awesome.
And everybody else, I should look at the chat to see what people are saying. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm still alive, yeah. Yeah, okay. All right, you guys. I'm going to close the stream now and then go home and go sleep. You guys should all have a sleep party on my behalf because
Oh, that
that's
sounds so good.
all right.